Well, hello, I'm Alex, and today I've got a quick and easy creativity warm-up for you. Use this to give your brain a little reset, to try something new or different, or just to get out of a funk. You know how I'm always saying how simple it is to spend a few minutes a day in creative play? Well, I'm sure a lot of you are like, "Oh, that's easy for you to say, you're an artist." So, I'm making these videos for you to take tiny play breaks with me. This is your creativity timeout, baby. Just jump in and mess around with whatever supplies you've got on hand. No worries, I'm keeping this no fuss fabulous, easy peasy. Go ahead, check it out. Today we are doing an upside down drawing. So what you're going to do is just very loosely draw or doodle something you have in front of you. It could be an object, it could be a photo. I'm going to do a book cover, so this was like the first thing I saw. I've had this book on my desk forever, and I'm just going to turn it upside down. I'm going to sort of set it here so that maybe you can see it a little bit. The whole point is whatever you're going to draw, you turn it upside down. And the reason we're doing this is because when you turn things upside down, they look weird, and that makes you look more closely. So it's very easy when we draw to draw. This is kind of weird to explain, but we tend to draw what we think something looks like. So if you were looking at a little drawing of a rabbit, you would start drawing what you think a rabbit looks like. And you might actually not be paying attention as closely as you would if it were upside down, if it were something really strange to you, something you're not quite sure you've ever seen before, at least not like that, right? So that's all we're doing, just a quick explanation. So my favorite kinds of pens to draw with, if I'm going to draw loosely, is this guy. So it's a thin tip, but it's not super fine. Or just a pilot pen works really well. Something that flows nicely. Ballpoint pens can work, but sometimes you have to press really hard with those sometimes. That also depends on the surface. So I'm just going to go with this guy and just get going here. And I'm even going to include the lettering because I like looking at lettering upside down because it stops looking like lettering and starts looking like shapes. So that's basically what you're training yourself to do, is to look at shapes, the overall profile, silhouette, outside line, whatever you want to call it. So like the overall shapes, and then all the little tiny shapes inside that shape. It's all about that and less about I'm going to draw something that looks like this. So let's just get started here so you see what I mean. Go ahead and grab something you can draw. Stop this video, grab something you can draw, come back so that we're both drawing at the same time. And so I'm just gonna look at everything here in terms of shapes. It's just really good practice to sort of forget what it is you're even trying to draw and just copy the shapes you're seeing and the proportions. And not trying to be too precious about any of this. We've got about 10 minutes here, so make the most of it. If you're wanting to do this in a sketchbook, that's a great idea. I'm just gonna keep going with the scrap paper because I don't want this to feel, it needs to be perfect or anything. And sometimes journals, because some journals are so beautiful that they're actually expensive, right? Journals can make us sort of feel like whatever we do in there needs to be good, and we're not worried about being good, are we? So again, this could be a book cover. It could even be what's on your phone. If there's a picture on your phone, just turn it upside down. If you want to do this with some kind of permanent black pen, like a thin Sharpie type pen, and then go in and color, that's a beautiful idea. The pen I'm using, if I color it, it's going to smear, unless I use colored pencil. So I could color in with crayon or colored pencil. But for today, we're just practicing looking at things upside down. Okay. I could be going a lot slower, so feel free to, I think I'm going to go back in and finish all these dots and do them a lot slower so I can add more dark where I see more dark. You know, it's all about shapes and lights and darks, but I'm going to go ahead and do the lettering, because lettering is actually a really great way to warm up your hand, and there's nothing like doing it upside down to get you thinking about shapes. So if all you've got is, ooh, check out this G, wow. So perfect example of, it does not look like a G to me at all. It looks like a really funky shape. So I have to pay attention here to what's happening. So it's weird, but it's fun. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if all you've got is a really cool font on, like, the cover of something with a cool, interesting font, turn it upside down, and that's good enough for this creativity warm-up. How much time do we have left? Yeah, this is going really fast, probably because of the image I picked here. If it had been a photograph, you could imagine there'd be a lot more detail. I tend to pick things that are easy just because I want this all to feel very no fuss, easy peasy. Okay, I don't have space for any more, but I enjoyed that. And now let's see, what can I do? For the few minutes we have left, I will just hang out here with you and add some more dots. Adding these dots makes me think about a few suggestions I could give you. So if this is too simple, I'm I'm just thinking that whatever thing you're drawing, whatever object or photograph of an object or a scene on your phone, so a picture you took of something, whatever you're looking at it upside down. That's like the first level. Just getting your eye to focus on the shapes and the darks and the lights. And not taking anything for granted, because it looks so weird. Like I said, you're going to pay closer attention. So that's like level 1. Level 2 would be to practice adding dots, like using dots for shading instead of hatch marks or whatever you might use to shade. What if you do your shading with dots? Which means you sort of do one layer of dots and you go back in and add more dots where you want it to be darker, etc. You're just layering the dots, and that's kind of I would say that's level 2. You're now focusing in on lights and darks with dots. That would be fun exercise. Another thing you could do is make it a continuous line drawing, and I'm going to prepare plenty of those videos for you. But you could, if what you're drawing is simple enough and doesn't need a lot of shading, so this would be the opposite of adding dots for shading, you could basically not lift your pen or whatever tool you have. So in this case it's a marker. So not lift your marker. So it would be about drawing what you're drawing upside down, but making sure you don't lift your pen ever. So if you miss details, then you're forced to go back in. And the result is really fascinating. I always think of it looks like it's made of string or wire, because it's one continuous line that keeps going back in. And that's a really fun thing to do too. So if you have such a super simple drawing where you're like, hey, this will take me 2 minutes to doodle a version of this, holding it upside down, or, you know, setting it in front of me upside down, well, try doing a continuous line. Play with that. And, you know, there is no continuous line police, so you could start that way and then finish by lifting and adding details. But see if you like it. See if you like the idea of forcing yourself, like limiting yourself to not lift your marker or your pen or your pencil or whatever you're using. All right, I just sort of made this my own while I was talking. Okay, I hope you had fun taking this tiny play break with me. Be honest, it was super easy. Because you know what? When it comes to your creativity, it's never about what you're making. It's about how you feel while making it, right? I've got lots more videos for you here on my YouTube channel, so subscribe, stay tuned, and play, play, play. Come back and gift yourself a daily dose of make stuff feel good energy. Thank you so much for being here.